You ever notice the first voice you hear is usually the right one? It's not loud, it's not overbearing, and it doesn't repeat itself, which is why most people typically overlook it and fall into some type of misalignment. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you the tools that I use to hear that intuition, to hear that inner guidance, and to stay in that divine flow. Now, the very first thing I want to touch on in this video is safety. You have to trust the detours in your life. You never know what God is leading you away from or to. You know how many times where I've had to call off work, I took a detour to a job, I decided to not link with somebody that day, and something tragic happened in that area, in that situation, something. Detours are real, and that's the very first thing I want to touch on before anything. Safety. In order to truly fall into divine alignment, you have to trust your first instinct. When you start getting into those tough situations where you don't know what to do, it would be very wise for you to start meditating, because it gives you the space, it gives you the opportunity to actually hear, to actually get some type of guidance that's not rooted in society. Our minds are solely programmed by our beliefs and our fears. Take action regardless of doubt. One of the things people need to start remembering is that your low self-esteem can stop action. But when you take action, it is almost a sure way to fuel your self-esteem, because any adversity is character building. You see yourself go through something and come out on the other side better. That let alone is going to get you closer to any type of goal, any type of vision, and just listening to that inner guidance system, because you're not doubting everything. Now, something that really helped me listen to my intuition a lot more was practicing self-love. Realizing that, hey, I have good ideas. Hey, I might not always be wrong. You know, sometimes I might be on the right avenue. This is a God-given channel, and following through on that, giving myself enough time to love myself. Because when you really start to love yourself, you start to acknowledge negative thoughts. You start to be able to see a little bit better. Oh my God, this thought leads to me feeling terrible. This thought leads to me feeling good. If I'm on a self-love journey, this is essentially supposed to be me living my highest self, feeling the best when I can, because life has duality, and living out my purpose. Okay, well, I can see when I choose this thought, when I allow the overthinking, when I allow the anxiety to come over me, this brings me a lot of I feel stiff, my chest gets heavy, I can't move, just a lot of different things happen. But that first thought, the thought that came from your intuition, it was so calm, it damn near excited you, it brought you into the moment. And then immediately after, seconds after, there was another thought that came right after that one, and that was the overthinking, that was the anxiety, that was the anti-self-love. Because anybody who was practicing self-love would have accepted the first thought, would have accepted that first God-given alignment, because it was for you. When you're denying messages and guidance that are for you, you're not loving yourself, and it's going to keep you in some type of cycle. When you can consciously acknowledge a negative thought, it is so much easier for you to choose a happier one. Most people actually do get to the point of hearing their intuition. They do. But very few people get to the point of having enough courage to actually take action on it. Once you realize your intuition is God's messaging system to the vessel, you'll stop ignoring it. Chances are there's probably at least one thing on your spirit right now that God is asking you to do, that God has called you to do, but you're hesitating. And the only reason why you're hesitating is not because of your confidence in self. It is because of the worldly constraints that you see around you. Oh, the rent's due. Oh, these people don't believe in me, or I don't have this, I don't have that, whatever. It's a worldly constraint that's stopping you from doing the exact thing that God is asking you to do. God is leading you to. God is trying to give you exactly what you're asking for, but you have to listen. Having enough courage to take action while you're scared is not easy. You're going to be shaking. You're going to feel it in your chest. You're going to be doubting yourself in the moment. While you're doing it, you're going to be thinking to yourself like, oh my God, is this going to work? Am I wasting my time? What's going on? But the process of you doing it and just staying steadfast in your obedience, that's what builds the confidence. That's what brings the results. That's what brings the guidance that so many people in this world is asking for. But we've been blocked from that journey, blocked from that path, because of all of these things society has put onto us. And the only way to detach from that is to listen to the only thing that is not rooted in society, God. So I'm gonna end this video off with one question for you. What would you do if I told you that you could do exactly what you want and still end up with exactly what you need? There's no ultimatums. What would you do? And listen carefully. I love y'all.